seeing our starting five in a bit. And we're going to try and listen to the Coliseum announcer for the starting fives per team. Our referee is going to be led by Crew Chief Yuki Kubo, followed by Yasuhisa Masubuchi, and the second umpire is Terumasa Tojo.
And now, Ateneo De Manila, starting five!
Now again, only 12 guys are dressed for today's game. The following guys will not play: Matthew Daves, Ange Kwame, Kyle Ong, Jacob Lau, Andrew Bongo, and Ina Fernilos are not going to play for Ateneo. He's the starting five. Not surprising. Kai Balungay starting at forward. BJ Andrade, the veteran, at guard. Dave Ildefonso at the other forward. Fortsky Padrigao, who's been averaging 6 assists per game, starting at the point guard spot for Ateneo. And manning the middle is going to be Gio Chu. Now, Gio's been doing quite well as well for the Ateneans so far in this tournament. Gio Chu averaging 8.5 points, 11.5 rebounds, and 1 block per game. Although last night he was saddled with foul trouble, and we're hoping that he's not going to be saddled with foul trouble this afternoon against a very dangerous Tokai University Seagulls unit. As we see the starting five now for Tokai University. Now, Tokai University is among the most successful teams in Japan's intercollegiate basketball circuit. They are 6-time champions of the All Japan University Basketball Championship. And we see their starting unit right here. That's number 13, Ren Kanechka. Here's one of their top point guards, Ren Shimatani, who's averaging about 5 assists per game. One of their top shooters, Koyo Nishida, who's averaging 1.5 triples per game. And this is the star player for the Tokai Seagulls. This guy right here, number 24, Hiroki Matsuzaki, again averaging 25.5 points, 4 boards, and 5 triples per game so far. He was a member of the 2018 FIBA Under-18 Japanese national team that played in the FIBA Under-18 Asia Tournament in Bangkok, Thailand. Manning the center spot for Tokai University is going to be 6'7" Chinese center, Zhang Zhenliang. Now remember, Japan is mostly composed of Japanese players in this particular team, except for the center, number 10. He's actually listed as Cho Seiryo, but he was born in China and his Chinese name is Zhang Zhenliang. And he's 6'7", so far averaging 7.5 points, 3 rebounds per game. So that's going to be a key matchup to watch for this afternoon. The battle between our very own 6'10" Gio Chu. I'm saying 6'10" because he's officially listed as 2.08 meters. Going up against 6'7" Zhang Zhenliang or Cho Seiryo of the Tokai Seagulls. We see Akira Rikukawa, who is the head coach for the Tokai Eagles. Again, both these teams entering this last game undefeated, 2-0, both of them winning their previous 2 games by double digits, although the Ateneans really had to go through the ringer. Medyo nahirapan ang mga Atenista kagabi against the NCCU Griffins from Chinese Taipei. Ateneo trailed by as many as 11 points in the second half before a huge explosion in the fourth quarter of that game against NCCU. Now remember, this tournament is a very short tournament. We started this past Tuesday. It's a 3-day tournament. Each team plays 3 games in 3 days, walang pahinga, no? And that's why I think Coach Tab brought in around 18 players, and he shuffled his players. Some of the guys who played in the first game did not play in the second game, and likewise, some of the guys who played last night are not playing this afternoon. And here's the tip. Tip one by Tokai University. The Seagulls are in black, and your Ateneo Blue Eagles are in white. This is their Chinese center right here, Cho Serio. Passing to their star player, Hiroki Matsuzaki. We'll see what they do. Matsuzaki is a dead shot from long range. Here he's 18-footer from top of the key over Gio Chu. And that's his move. Pull up J off the ball screen. Hiroki Matsuzaki standing only about 6'4". But, don't let his size fool you. He is a very good shooter. Speaking about very good offense, great eye in the sky play right there for Kai Balungay. First 2 points for Kai Balungay. And he's been doing really well for Ateneo so far. Kai Balungay averaging around 15.5 points per game for Ateneo. As we see Fortsky Padrigao. Good pass inside. Gio Chu with a big slamma gemma off the big assist from his former Ateneo Blue Eaglet teammate Fortsky Padrigao. And those two guys have been teammates ever since Fortsky transferred to Ateneo back in 2017 from Adamson University. Gio, meanwhile, transferred to Ateneo from Pace Academy in Quezon City for senior high school. They were teammates in Batanguila, so they really know each other very, very well. And a bad foul right there. Late closeout on the drive-in kick. And a foul is going to be called on Dave Ildefonso. That could be a landing spot foul on Dave, but I don't think he's going to be called for the unsportsmanlike. We are following FIBA rules right here. Hiroki Matsuzaki on the line for the front end of two charities. Now Matsuzaki has also played for Japan's youth team in the past. He was one of the star players for the Junior Akatsuki 5 Under-18 squad in 2018. When they played in Bangkok, Thailand. And he's definitely the star player now for Tokai University. Actually, Tokai is not at full strength. Yuki Kawamura, who has played for the men's national team and also plays professionally for the Yokohama B Corsairs in the Japanese B League. Likewise, Ateneo is also not at full strength, of course. Ange Kwame and Matthew Daves not playing because of injury. Neither has played a single game in this tournament, actually. Great umbrella defense. Napayungan si Balungay nun. And here comes Nishida. There you go. That is Koyo Nishida, first 2 points. And Ateneo had problems with their transition defense last night. Many times, especially during the first half, they were caught napping, and NCCU had a few easy shots in transition. We'll see if they're going to be able to rectify that today. And here's a loose ball foul called on Ren Kanechika as he was trying to box out Kai Balungay. And now this Tokai Seagulls squad is not a very big unit. Their tallest guy is number 10, Zhang Zhenliang at 6'7". After him, they have a couple of 6'5" and 6'4" guys, but definitely in terms of size, Ateneo will have the edge here against Tokai University. Good offensive rebound right there by Dave Ildefonso. Ateneo has been the top rebounding team in the WUBS as we see Dave Ildefonso with his first 3-point shot. Been doing well for Ateneo, averaging 14 points, 11 rebounds. Well, he's only played one game so far anyway. He hit 2 triples last night against NCCU, and I'm sure Ateneo fans are hoping Ildefonso can shoot even better tonight against Tokai University so they can bring home the bacon, so to speak, in the first ever WUBS. Picked up by Matsuzaki off a Padrigao miss. Good defense right there by Dave Ildefonso. By konting hata was Matsuzaki, brought the ball up and under. Good timing on the swipe by Dave Ildefonso, and the ball coming off the toe, I think, of Matsuzaki in that sequence. So Ateneo gets possession right here. A bad pass by Gio Chu, and that was one negative thing for Ateneo yesterday. They were very turnover prone. But speaking of turnovers, here's Fortsky Padrigao forcing a turnover on Tokai University. That's Koyo Nishida is going to be called for the illegal screen and a little bit of gamesmanship. May konting discartes. One of the craftiest young point guards we have in the Philippines right now, and we'll see how he contends against the pressure defense of Tokai University. Gio showing some ball handling skills. Here's David Ildefonso, two-man game with Gio Chu. Gio bottled up, goes for the reverse, no good. Great interior defense by the Seagulls, but a bad pass by Nishida. Big steal here, coming from BJ Andrade. Fortsky from three. I think he grazed the backboard in that sequence. Yesterday, he had an interesting looking bank three off the top of the key. This time, he grazes the backboard but makes a three. Doesn't matter if you hit the backboard or not. A three is a three, and Coach Tab will take it. Ateneo on top by 3 with 6 minutes and change to go in the first quarter. Tokai miss, but a rebound right there from Nishida. And a loose ball foul going to be called on Dave Ildefonso. Well, a relatively good start in terms of shooting for Ateneo right here. Last night, they didn't start very well from the outside as we see Tayo Motoda enter the basketball game. Motoda coming off the bench, but he's one of the top players for this Japanese team. He played in the 2021 FIBA Under-19 Basketball World Cup, actually. So he's one guy to watch as we see that three-pointer from Ren Kanechika tying the ball game up at 10-all. So perimeter defense is going to be important for Ateneo here. Yesterday, especially in the first half, they allowed around 6 threes from Chinese Taipei. So Coach Tab definitely reminding his wards to make sure that their perimeter defense is going to be tight against this Japanese squad. Cho Serio, 10-footers, no good. Back rims it, picked up by Ildefonso. Ildefonso still not passing it, fade away. Not going anywhere. Maybe not the best run transition sequence from Dave Ildefonso. Talking about Sean Kitevis, who is, I think, in his 4th year already in Ateneo. Spent much of the first 3 years in Team Glory B after coming in from Patif Springdale in Cebu. Padrigao passing it off. Here's Chris Kuhn. And Chris Kuhn had a good first game against the UPH Eagles. Turns it over there. He had a bad game last night, though, against Chinese Taipei, finishing with a big fat egg. 0 points. And he only took 1 field goal attempt last night. He finished with 0 points, 1 rebound, 1 turnover, and 1 foul. Talking about Chris Kuhn. Now, Kuhn, of course, was a vital cog for Ateneo in season 84, and he will continue to be a vital cog for sure for Coach Tab Baldwin in season 85. But we'll see if he can get any rhythm in this third game of Ateneo in the WUBS. Good closeout by Fortsky. Miss on the 3 by the black shirts, picked up by Gio Chu. Here's Kitevis in the break. Gio with a handoff, or looking for the handoff on Kuhn. Good aggressive defense right now by Tokai at the perimeter. Chris Kuhn, here's Balungay. He's going to shoot over the Tokai defense. No good. And picked up right there by Tokai University once again. And here's number 7, Cantameno. Off to Kotetsu Kurokawa. Blowing by the defense of Kai Balungay. Napakadali naman nun. And Kurokawa with a simple hezi, blowing by the defense of Kai Balungay in that sequence, giving Japan the lead. And after starting relatively hot, the Ateneans have cooled off in their last handful of offensive trips. And we culminate with that last touch by Kai Balungay. Out of bounds called on Ateneo. Japan retains possession, or will get possession rather. As a timeout is called, I believe, by Ateneo right here. Coach Tab Baldwin having some choice words for his starting point guard, Fortsky Padrigao. Ateneo leading in the first few minutes before the Tokai University Seagulls unleashed a 5-0 mini run to retake the lead, as we see Hiroki Matsuzaki here, first bucket of the game off that ball screen, top of the key, nothing but net for the 6'4" forward from Japan. And here we have that three-pointer from Ren Kanichika, top of the key as well. So that perimeter defense has been punished by Tokai University in the same way that the National Cheongchi University Griffins punished our perimeter defense yesterday early in the first half. And we'll see what kind of adjustments Coach Tab Baldwin will have his wards make here. So far, the leading scorers for Ateneo have been Dave Ildefonso and Fortsky Patrigao, each with 3 points. Gio Chiu and Kai Balungay, meanwhile, each with 2 points. Again, you're watching the WBS. This is the 6th and final game of this tournament. We're coming to you live from the Yoyogi National Stadium in the Shibuya district of Tokyo, Japan, the capital city of Japan, and one of the more famous districts in Japan, of course, famous for the Shibuya crossing. But right now, most of the attention is being put on this game between the Tokai University Seagulls and the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Good shot block right there, protecting the rim was Josh Lazaro, who enters the game for the first time. Lazaro played in the first game against Indonesia, but was not dressed last night against NCCU. So he should be fresh tonight against this Tokai University Seagulls squad. Once again, my name is Enzo Floa. I'm your play-by-play and commentator for this afternoon's festivities. And we are coming to you live. You're catching this stream on the Smart Sports official Facebook page and YouTube channel. Oh, a bad miss right there by Tokai University. And you see Coach Tab is just livid on the sidelines. Both of his big men, Josh Lazaro and Joseph Obasa, had nobody boxing them out. But they could not get the rebound, as we see one of the Spitfire guards, John Lawrence Harper Jr., coming in now for the Tokai University Seagulls. John Lawrence Harper Jr. is one of the top playmakers and top defenders for this Tokai University squad. And we'll see what he can bring to the floor. A good pass right there. Just a miss pass by Harper. Here comes Chris Kuhn. Two-man game with Obasa. Top of the key, 3 is short, picked up by Josh Lazaro. Kitevis inside, Lazaro, dunker spot, inside to the cutting, Obasa! And Obasa just barreling down the lane. Great pass, great look by Josh Lazaro. Obasa last night, of course, had a very good game. Here's a good right there. Definitely, Coach Akira Rikokawa not going to be happy with the interior defense shown by Tokai University. Foreign student athlete for Ateneo, coming from Nigeria, 6'11", Joseph Obasa with the bonus free throw. No good there. Last night, he had a pretty good game. And so far, entering this game, Obasa averaging 14.5 points, 12 rebounds, and a block and a half per contest. So he has filled in really well in the absence of Ange Kwame, who's of course still nursing his injury. Kwame is actually with the team here in Tokyo, but he has not played a single game and will not play in this one. Taichi Kodama with a nice pull-up J there to give Japan the lead again, 14-12. The Japanese have been really living and dying with their long-range and mid-range games so far against Ateneo. Ateneo, of course, has the edge in size. But so far, Japan having the edge in perimeter shooting. Even so far for Ates. Taichi Kodama slipping into the lane, getting fouled. I believe the foul will be on Paul Garcia. That's number 1 on Paul Garcia. As he was late on the help defense, and it was Kodama able to find that open space down there in the paint. Now, one of the chinks in this Ateneo team's armor is fouls. Last night, they had several guys in foul trouble, and they've been giving up a lot of free throw attempts, to be quite honest, against their opponents. And Ateneo themselves have not been shooting the free throw well. They've only shot 23 out of 40 across 2 games, as Kodama makes good on both his free throws. Japan now up by 4, their biggest lead so far in this game. Now, as I was saying, Ateneo shooting only 57.5% from the free throw line in this tournament. So that's been one big area for improvement. But speaking of shooting, Josh Lazaro hitting from the free throw line, but that's going to be worth 2 points. 15-foot pull-up jumper for Josh Lazaro. Cut that deficit down to 2 points in favor of the Tokai University Seagulls. This is a winner-take-all matchup between these two undefeated teams. Tokai entering this game 2-0. Likewise for Ateneo. Pull-up jumper from Kurokawa goes nowhere, but John Lawrence Harper Jr. just outworking the bigs of Ateneo to get that offensive rebound. Harper working on the defense of Sean Kitevis. Good rejection there by Obasa. Here comes Paul Garcia in the break. They're looking inside for Obasa, but it's too crowded. Good defense being shown by Tokai University. Kitevis. Here comes Kuhn on the baseline. One fake. One-handed shot is no good. Rebound falls to Nishida. And that's going to be a foul on Ateneo. I believe that's going to be on Sean Kitevis right there. He fouls Yosei Nishida. Now, for all the FIBA fans right there, you'll be delighted to know that one of the star players of the men's national team, Yudai Nishida, has not one but 2 siblings playing tonight for the Tokai University Seagulls. That's number 18, Yosei Nishida, who's one of their top 3-point shooters. And the other one is number 16, Koyo Nishida. As we end the first quarter, Tokai University retains the lead, 16-14. It was a good start for Ateneo. They were leading 10-7 after about the first 5 minutes of the first quarter. But their shooting went off the deep end after the first 5 minutes. And Tokai University put a lot of pressure on both ends of the floor. And now Tokai University leading by 2 points, 16-14 so far against the Ateneans. And so far we have 6 different players scoring for the Ateneans right now. Gio Chiu, David Defonso, Josh Lazaro, Fortsky Padrigao, Kai Balunga, and Joseph Obasa. All scoring for Ateneo. I have to apologize to everyone though. We don't have any live stats available for us, so we're hoping that by halftime we'll be able to get a clearer picture of how both teams are doing in terms of their team stats and player stats as well. So far, the leading scorers for Ateneo have been David Defonso and Fortsky Patriga with 3 points each. And Gio Chiu, Josh Lazaro, Kai Balungay, and Joseph Obasa each with 2 points. But the offense has stagnated a little bit for Ateneo after the first 5 minutes of the first quarter. The defense of Tokai University really tightening up. And even if Tokai University is giving up a lot of inches, like I said earlier, their tallest guy is number 10, Cho Se-ryo or Zhang Zhenliang. He's not even on the floor. Tokai University has been able to hold their own in terms of defense and rebounding. And right now, the tallest guy for Tokai University, I think, is number 7 right now. That Kanta Maeno, who's their tallest guy so far, standing at 6'5". going up against Josh Lazaro, who's about 6'4", and Joseph Obaza, who's definitely at around 6'11". Here's Paul Garcia now. Chris Kuhn off the double screen. Pull up three from the wing. No good. Good rebound by Obasa. No good on the putback, but that's the size and the space being created by that size. Featuring 6'11" Nigerian foreign student athlete Joseph Obasa. And Obasa again last night had a man's game for Ateneo. 17 points and 15 rebounds to go along with 3 blocked shots last night. Joseph Obasa was a bona fide tower of power for the Ateneans as they won or rallied from behind to win against NCCU for their second win last night. So far today, though, he's not done well from the line. I think that's his second miss already from the stripe, talking about Joseph Obasa. So that's definitely going to be in the list of things that he needs to work on after this game when they go back to the Philippines as they prepare for season 85. Obasa missing both charities, and he's 0 for 3 already this afternoon. Obasa will likely not see action for Ateneo in season 85 because Ange Kwame is expected to play for Ateneo, and Obasa probably will have to wait one more season before he sees action next year in season 86 as we see JC Fitalvero battle against Taichi Kodama on the floor. That will probably earn Fitalvero some hustle points with the coaching staff as we see this nice pass from John Lawrence Harper. But Kodama bobbling the pass, unable to handle it well. And Fitalvero hustling to get that loose ball instead. Possession will be retained by the Seagulls, however, as we see some guys coming in now for Tokai University. Cantameeno is in as the big guy for Tokai, but he stands only about 6'5". Good blob or baseline out of bounds play right there to get Koya Nishida open, but Nishida bobbles the basketball and is not able to handle it out of bounds. Possession goes and swings to Ateneo. Here comes Paul Garcia. Paul Garcia, a new face for Ateneo. He's actually in the graduate school already. And he has 2 seasons of eligibility for Ateneo coming out of Salisbury University in Maryland, as we see a sweet turnaround fadeaway from 6'7" Kai Balungay. That's only the second shot for Balungay so far. He top scored last time with 21 points for Ateneo, but Kai Balungay has shown a lot of versatility so far for Ateneo. Definitely he's one of the most athletic guys on this squad, but he's been showing some good touches from both long range and mid range as well. And here comes Tokai University. Kanechika, no good on that shot, but Obasa Butterfingers cannot handle the defensive rebound. Fitalvero again hustling for the loose ball. Trying to save that basketball, but last touch on Ateneo. So Tokai University's hustle will be rewarded. They will retain possession right there. And so far, Obasa has been able to bully smaller guys in the paint. But one other thing for him to improve, aside from his free throw shooting, has been his handles. So that's something he should really work on before he officially sees action for Ateneo in the UAAP level. Probably next year in season 86. So we have a tied game right here. This game between the Ateneo De Manila Blue Eagles and Tokai University, as we see Zhang Zhen Liang enter the game for Tokai University. So if Ateneo has a Nigerian foreign student athlete, Tokai has a Chinese foreign student athlete in 6'7" Zhang Zhen Liang. He's in the black jersey, number 10, guarding Obasa in the paint. And here's that matchup, Obasa. Shoulder fake on the low post, no good. His version of the dream shake. Padrigao off the repossession by Ateneo. 2-man game, but he rejects it and goes. Portsky Padrigao, that's his second shot of the game, leading the Ateneo De Manila Blue Eagles with 5 points right now. Ateneo with the lead, 18-16. Japan still scoreless so far in the second quarter. And very nearly a steal right there by Chris Kuhn. And a weird sequence right there for Japan. And I think Ren Shimatani thought that Ateneo had the last touch. He just let the ball roll out of the sidelines. But Ateneo will get possession of that basketball. Basketball seemed like a hot potato in that sequence. No one wanted to get it. But credit Chris Kuhn for the hustle on the deflection as Tokai University tried to make that interior pass, resulting in that turnover for Tokai and possession for the Ateneans. Good defense right now being shown by Shimatani on Padrigao. Padrigao asking for the ball screen. Up top. Rescreen from Obasa. Swings it to Ildefonso. Aggressive, high-pressure, tight defense, especially on the perimeter, being shown by Tokai University right here. And it's been very bothersome for Ateneo's guards and wingmen. And so far, even with Ateneo having a slim 2-point lead, the Ateneans just haven't really been able to get into any sort of rhythm right here at the Yoyogi National Stadium in Shibuya, Tokyo, Japan. Matsuzaki, their leading scorer. And here's a foul called. This will be on BJ Andrade. BJ Andrade choosing to follow Matsuzaki at the top of the screen being given by Zhang Zhenliang. And medyo may konting hawak si Zhang Zhenliang. Di nakita ng referee, no? Zhang Zhenliang's right hand holding on to BJ Andrade as BJ Andrade went above the screen to follow Matsuzaki. But Andrade will have to live with that break of the game. And here comes Japan again. And that's the second foul on Ildefonso off a jumper. That's going to be Ren Kanechika with that pull-up J. Remember, in that first quarter, Ildefonso caught on the late closeout against Matsuzaki. And this time around, Ildefonso allowing Kanechika to blow by him from the top of the key, recovering late on defense, caught with his hand in the cookie jar, being called for his second foul. As Ren Kanechika now trooping to the line for 2 free throws. Making good on the first. Now this Japanese squad has been very good from the free throw line, and they were shooting 86.4% from the stripe. So if Ateneo keeps on fouling these Japanese shooters, it's definitely going to be bad news for Coach Tab Baldwin and the Blue Eagles. Kanechika's second free throw. Rattles out, picked up by Gio Chu. We'll see how the Ateneans respond here. Spin move from Padrigao going straight at the basket. No foul called, but a foul called on Josh Lazaro in transition as he was trying to steal the basketball in transition as the Tokai University Seagulls were going for the primary break. Here he is, tapping the basketball from behind. I'm not sure where the foul was, to be quite honest. Ateneo still not in the penalty, but their next foul will mean free throws for Tokai University. And here comes Jay, no good, picked up here by Josh Lazaro. Lazaro in transition, looking for his point guard. Here's Kitevis. Off to Padrigao. Lazaro and Padrigao, former teammates for the Blue Eagles juniors team, as was Gio Chu. Good backdoor pass. Good pocket pass from Kitevis, and Josh Lazaro with a nice acrobatic reverse layup right there. That's his second shot of the basketball game. Josh Lazaro now with 4 points as Tokai University with a miss on the other end. Padrigao kicks it out. Balungay from the corner, no good. Could have been a foul, but no foul called, and could have been a foul there. Finally a foul called on Tokai University. As Josh Lazaro gets the Josh Lazaro, of course, like Padrigao and Gio Chu, a product of the Batangilas program, coming to Ateneo in grade 11 by way of San Beda. Padrigao now looking for a friend. Kitevis lifting beyond the arc. Back to Padrigao. Open three for Fortsky. No good. And picked up here by Kanichika. As we see the pass for Matsuzaki. And I think Nishida took 2 steps before the first dribble in that motion, which prompted the traveling call from the referee. 2-man game, top of the key between Padrigao and Lazaro. Opts to go to Gio Chu. Gio Chu mid-post. Gets the ball again. Working on Zhang Junliang. Gio Chu slips and travels. Good defense right there, but the smaller Zhang Junliang and Gio Chu a little tentative on offense. Look at that left pivot foot as he slips right there and for the foul. I think that's going to be the second personal on Gio. 15 foul now for Ateneo. Matsuzaki is the top scorer for this Tokai Seagull squad. Entering this game, he was averaging 25.5 points per game. Definitely does not have 25 yet for Tokai, but he has been one of the main points of attack for the Seagull squad this afternoon. Second free throw rattles out for Matsuzaki. Defensive board collared by Josh Lazaro. Atenean still on top, but only by 2 points. Tokai has been very aggressive. Good pocket pass on the back cut by Kai Balungay. Misses the layup though. And here comes Josh Lazaro fighting for the rebound, but stolen by Tokai University. Kanechika. And here comes number 15, Shimatani. No good on the 3. Gio Chu picks up the defensive rebound, and here comes Kitevis in transition. And that's going to be a foul on Kanechika. That'll be the third team foul now on Tokai University, if I'm not mistaken. So still not in the penalty as we see Paul Garcia enter the ball game. Paul Garcia has been one of the bright spots for Ateneo in their first 2 games in this tournament, averaging 14.5 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 3-pointers per game. That's number 0, Paul Garcia, one of the new names that Ateneo and UAP fans will have to be familiar with in the coming 85th season of the UAP. As we see a steal here by Tokai University. Tokai in transition. Nishida missing the wide open layup, but here comes Kanechika on the putback. Nobody boxing out Ren Kanechika in that particular sequence, tying the game up at 20 all. And those turnovers have been hampering the Blue Eagles once again. Entering this game, Ateneo actually averaging 22 turnovers across 2 games. So that's certainly one of the main weaknesses of this Ateneo squad. But what they're good at is drawing fouls. And they draw another foul. So far, 4 points right now for Josh Lazaro. All of them in the second quarter. As we see Paul Garcia on the line for 2. time, no good. Rebound goes back to Matsuzaki. No one boxing him out. Good defense by Chiyo Chiyo. I think he might have fouled Matsuzaki, but no call by the Matani. If I'm not mistaken, that is team foul number 5 on Tokai University. So that should mean free throws already for Sean Kitevis. And Shimatani being called with extending his gluteus maximus in that sequence. As Tokai University enters the penalty, and after this timeout, we should see Kitevis troop to the line for 2 free throws. Again, you are watching Game 6 on Day 3 of the World University Basketball Series, coming to you live from the Yoyogi National Stadium here in the Shibuya District in Tokyo, Japan. This is being brought to you by Smart Sports, live and exclusive coverage, which you can catch only on the Smart Sports official Facebook page and YouTube channel. This is once again Enzo Flojo, your play-by-play and color commentator for this afternoon. Now, for those of you who are just watching this WUBS or World University Basketball Series, ito ay isang bagong event na gustong i-spotlight ang university basketball in this region of the world, in particular the East Asia and Southeast Asian region of the world. Ito ang pinakaunang edition ng WUBS, featuring 4 teams from Japan, the Philippines, Chinese Taipei, and Indonesia. Earlier today, Chinese Taipei's National Chongqing University had an easy win over the University Persitas Harapan of Indonesia. National Chongqing University finishing 3rd place in the tournament with 1 win and 2 losses. UPH finishing winless after 3 games. Now, both of these teams we're seeing on the floor right now, Tokai University and Ateneo De Manila, both undefeated entering this game, which means the winner of this game will be declared the champion. So wala na tayong playoffs, wala nang Final Four, walang twice to beat. Ang team na may pinakamagandang record after the round robin will be declared the champions. As we see Sean Kitevis hitting the first of his free throws from the line. First points coming in for Sean Kitevis. Misses his second free throw. Ateneo on top by 1 point with 2 minutes and 21 to go in the first half. Now, Japan has been scoring well from the mid-range and from the perimeter, exposing the perimeter defense of Ateneo so far. Ateneo showing matchup defense. Almost nice looking reverse layup right there from Yosei Nishida. Good pass actually coming from his teammate. He just could not finish under the basket. 2-man game between Gomez and Chu. Pocket pass to Gio Chu. 1 fake, 2 fakes. Up and under. Right hand shot, no good, but he gets his own miss. Gio Chu! Napakasipag ni Chu. And he is rewarded with 2 points. 6 points now for Gio Chu to lead all scorers from the Ateneo side. Ateneo on top, 26-23. Here's a good steal from Kitevis. Kitevis, sidestep, passes it to Garcia. Good, the sequence right there by Sean Kitevis and Paul Garcia, giving Ateneo a 5-point lead, 20-23. Timeout Japan. 1 minute and 23 seconds to go in the first half of this game between the Tokai University Seagulls and the Ateneo Blue Eagles, as we see that bad pass coming from Kotetsu Kurokawa, telegraphed well by Kitevis, and a good pass right there to Garcia on that 2-on-1 break. So Ateneo leads 28-23, and we'll see how Tokai University adjusts here after that sequence. Gio Chu with a nice put-back layup after his own miss, and Paul Garcia off a drop pass from Sean Kitevis, getting his first field goal of the game to give Ateneo a 5-point lead so far. Garcia now with 3 points by my own count. Again, apologies to everyone. My manual count of the scoring is due to the fact we don't have any live stats available for this game. But by my count, if my math is correct, and I hope my grade school and high school math teachers are not watching. But by my count, Gio leads all scorers from Ateneo with 6 points, followed by Fortsky Padrigao with 5 points. Josh Lazaro and Kai Balunga each with 4. David Defonso and DePaul Garcia with 3 points. Joseph Obasa with 2 points, and Kiteves so far with a single point for Ateneo. Ateneo showing a soft full court press right there, easily broken by Tokai University. Matchup zone now in the half court, being shown by the Blue Eagles. Here comes Kurokawa. Good pass right there and a good 3. That was Tayo Motoda, southpaw shooter, number 1. Tayo Motoda with a 3. Cut that lead down to 2 points. And that perimeter defense really has been tested so far by Tokai University. Could have been a double dribble right there on Gab Gomez. Bad pass. But a bad pass on the other end as well. And the sky play goes nowhere between Gio Chu and Josh Lazaro. Gio Chu says he was pushed, but the referee disagrees. No foul call. And Gio Chu's layup hits the underside of the backboard. Bad pass by Gomez, recovered by Lazaro, and the sky play goes nowhere. He's Gio, says he was fouled, and he may actually have a good case right there, but no foul called by the referees. And here comes Tokai University again, rejecting the handoff. Here comes Kurokawa from long range, short arms a shot. Rebound goes to Gab Gomez off a tip from Gio Chu. Gomez to JC Fidelvero, specialty of the house, no good for JC. Picked up right now by Tokai University. 11 seconds to go. Shot clock is turned off, and Tokai University will take the last shot of the first half. A chance to tie the game or maybe even take the lead against Ateneo right here. Toyo Motoda, no good. Taichi Kodama, rather, no good on that turnaround jumper. As Ateneo takes a 28-26 lead into the halftime break. Ateneo outscoring Tokai University 14-10 in the second quarter, but for sure we have a pretty good game going here at the Yoyogi National Stadium in Shibuya, Tokyo, Japan. Ateneo so far leading the Tokai University Seagulls 28-26, thanks to 6 points from Gio Chu to lead the way. Fortsky Padrigao with 5 points. Josh Lazaro and Kai Balunga each with 4 points so far for the Blue Eagles. But the Tokai University Seagulls have been within striking distance thanks to the hot hand of number 24 star player Hiroki Matsuzaki. We'll go back to you as we turn it over now to the Yoyogi National Stadium for the halftime performance.
Not anymore. Because with Smart's new Power All 99, I have the power to do what I want. With 8 gigabytes for all sites and apps, I have the power to play, to watch, to share, to stream, everything.
Ildefonso last night had very impressive 14 points and 11 rebounds against the National Chongchi University Griffins. Dave Ildefonso currently in his third year. I did not jinx you, Dave Ildefonso. Nothing but net on Dave as the Ateneans reconstruct their 6-point margin, 34-28, 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Again, we are coming to you live from the Yoyogi National Stadium in Shibuya, Tokyo, Japan. This is the live and exclusive coverage of the Sun Corella WUBS, brought to you only by Smart Sports, coming to you live from the Smart Sports Facebook page and YouTube channel. That was Zhang Junliang, the foreign student athlete of Tokai University, with that floater in the lane, cutting the deficit down to just 4 points as Ateneo is still in the lead. Dave Ildefonso rejects a screen from Gio Chu. The familiar one-step fadeaway, no good offensive board by Kai Balungay, but cannot complete the putback. And instead, Kai Balungay commits what I would term as a silly foul right here. Frustration foul for Kai Balungay, missing on the putback and just being called for the foul right there against Tokai University. Shimatani. Here comes Nishida off a screen from Zhang Junliang. Nishida pull up from 17 feet. Good job by Ildefonso. Boxing out the much taller Zhang Junliang. Zhang Junliang 6'7". Ildefonso about 6'3". Good job by Ildefonso. Here comes Gio Chu. Short on that layup attempt. Picked up by Tokai University. Kanechika. Back to Nishida. Calling out the play. Back to Kanechika. Pretty tall for a wingman. Kanechika stands 6'5". Padrigao about 5'11". But Padrigao with good hands. Poking it from behind, completing the steal. Here comes Ildefonso. Spinning back to the middle. Pull up over Nishida. No good. Offensive rebound by Balungay will not count because there's a foul first that occurred under the basket. That's going to be on Ren Kanechika. That's going to be, I think, the second team foul now. I think that's the third personal foul on Kanechika, which is good news for Ateneo. And the second team foul now on the Tokai University Seagulls here in the third quarter. Tokai University trailing by 4 points. Tokai, of course, one of the top teams in collegiate basketball in Japan. They've won the collegiate championship in Japan 6 times already. Last time was in 2020. Big three right there. BJ Andrade with his first bucket from Rainbow Country. And Ateneo up now by 7 points. Oh, nobody boxing out. Koyo Nishida right there, just waltzing in, traipsing in for the putback too. And that was supposed to be Dave Ildefonso's cover on the rebound right there, but he fails to box out Nishida, who completes the putback too for Tokai University. Here comes Andrade. Offensive reset here from Padrigao. Step back three from the right wing is too strong. Too much sauce on the shot. And yet another foul here. Another silly foul on Kai Balungay. Another frustration foul. He was effectively boxed out right there by number 4, Taichi Kodama. And instead, again, another frustration foul. This time, Balungay sits with 3 fouls already. That is, I think, the first team foul for Ateneo, and the third, that's going to be huge. Because Balungay, as a 6'7" power forward, he's definitely going to be missed by Ateneo on the floor. Miss on the 3 by Kodama, picked up by Obasa on the rebound. Obasa, of course, the new foreign student athlete for Ateneo, 6'11" Nigerian. Filling in for Ange Kwame, who's still recovering from his knee injury. Padrigao in the corner, Lazaro. Oh no, bad handoff right there. Miscommunication from Lazaro and Padrigao. Nishida. Good recovery and defense by Kuhn, and a rebound right now by Lazaro. Buti na lang, because that was a really silly turnover coming from Josh and Padrigao. And speaking of silly turnovers, what is happening to Ateneo right now? Miscommunication on one side between Lazaro and Padrigao. We see that right here. It seems to be Groundhog Day for Coach Tab because almost the exact same thing happened after this defensive stop, James Obasa and I think BJ Andrade, miscommunication on the opposite side on another handoff. Coach Tab definitely not happy with how his team has executed so far in the last 2 trips on offense. So we'll see kung makakabawi sila sa depensa. Nagawa nila yun. Big steal poke from behind by Paul Garcia. Steal being completed by Joseph Obasa. Chris Kuhn, 2-man game with Obasa. Step back from right corner court. 3 is no good for Kuhn. And Kuhn has actually shot well. Well, he shot well in the first game. But last night, he was ice cold. 0 points for Chris Kuhn. And so far right now, still a big fat egg for Chris Kuhn in this game. As we see some guys enter right now for Tokai University, Tayo Motoda back in the game. Same with Kotetsu Kurokawa, the backcourt change now for Coach Akira Rikukawa. I think Yosei Nishida also enters the game now for the Seagulls. Motoda. And that was Kenta Maeno, the undersized center for the Seagulls, bobbling the basketball. But here's Yosei Nishida, pull up 3 over Andrade, no good. Rebound easily collared by Josh Lazaro rather. Looking for the backdoor cut, no good. Good defense being shown by Tokai. 2-man game between Kuhn and Lazaro. Kuhn goes inside to the drive, bobbles the ball. Recovery right there on the loose ball by Joseph Obasa. He had bad intentions, wanting to slam that ball down the throat of the Tokai defense. We see this drive by Kuhn, losing the handle. Picked up by Obasa. He gets fouled right there by Kanta Maeno, and Obasa will go to the line for 2. I think Coach Akira Rikukawa will live with that because Joseph Obasa, not exactly the best free throw shooter for the Ateneans. In fact, right now, he is currently 0 for 3. Make that 1 out of 4 in this game. Joseph Obasa with his 3rd point of the basketball game. Last night, of course, he had a really, really big double-double. 17 points, 15 rebounds, 3 blocks for the 6'11" Nigerian. Let's see if he can be perfect from the line. And he is perfect from the line. Now 2 of 4 from the line. 4 points now for Joseph Obasa as Ateneo erects a 39-32 lead with under 4 minutes to go in the 3rd period. Here comes Motoda. Here comes the Seagulls. Good handoffs at the perimeter right there. Motoda from the wing. And it's good. That is going to be number 4. Oh, sorry, that's not Motoda. That's Taichi Kodama rather. With a big 3 from the left corner court. Japan now keeping within striking distance of Ateneo, just trading by 4, 39-35. And that perimeter defense has really been tested. It was tested last night by NCCU and definitely being tested now by the Tokai University Seagulls. Put up 3 from JC Fitalvero, goes nowhere. Tipped by Garcia, goes to the Tokai University Seagulls instead. Here comes Yosei Nishida, looking for a friend. Nishida bobbles the ball. Here's a steal. 2-1-1 break. Paul Garcia choosing to take it himself. No good. Here's Obasa with the offensive rebound. And Obasa doing a good job trailing on the break, getting the offensive rebound. And we'll see what the call is. I think the call is going to be against Tokai University. That shot by Garcia goes nowhere as we see Obasa hustling towards the offensive rebound, and it is going to be on Tokai University as we see Obasa go to the line again for 2. First free throw for Obasa goes nowhere, so he's currently 2 out of 5 from the line. Needs to work on that stroke. The release on that free throw a little bit too low, I think. So that's certainly something he'll need to work on when they go back to the Philippines. Rattles out, so he goes 0 for 2 on that trip. After going a perfect 2 for 2 the previous trip to the line, Ateneo's lead does not change, 4 points. Good move right there. That was Kanta Maeno with a great move. Great slip to the dunker spot. Obasa with a good drive right there, blowing by Obasa. And I think that foul is going to be either on Kuhn or Obasa, as Canta Maeno, 6'5" center for Tokai University, giving a good account of himself so far in this game. That was his first field goal, talking about Canta Maeno, but it was a good field goal, good timing too. Cuts the deficit down to just 2 points. See if he can make the bonus. No good. Back rims it. Rebound goes to Joseph Obasa. And here come the Ateneans on the break, nursing a 2-point lead. Chris Kuhn looking for a friend because he picked up the pass, picked up his dribble right there. It's an offensive foul called on Joseph Obasa. Off that ball screen on Chris Kuhn. And look at him here, extends his left foot. And we saw that actually last night as well, also from Joseph Obasa. So he really needs to work on those screening fundamentals if he wants to avoid being called for those illegal screens right there. Good pass inside. Obasa just stepping away from Maeno, and Maeno making him pay. 4 straight points for Kenta Maeno as Tokai University claws back from a 7-point deficit, tying it at 39. Oh, here's Paul Garcia. Air balls it after shooting over Tayo Motora. Kurokawa off the pass. Harper. Back to Maeno. Here's Motora. No good on the 3, picked up by Chris Kuhn. Chris Kuhn on the break, looking for Garcia. Garcia goes middle, kicks it out. Here's Fetelvero, passes up the 3. Goes inside. Obasa bobbles it again. And yung sinasabi natin kanina pa, medyo butterfingers tung si Joseph Obasa. Pocket pass. Lazaro kicks it out. Kuhn with a fake. Blowing by the defense. Pull up Jay. Finally, Chris Kuhn finds the bottom of the net. That is his first field goal since game 1 against Indonesia 2 nights ago. So the first 2 points on the board for Chris Kuhn this afternoon, giving Ateneo a 2-point lead, 41-39. With a minute and change to go in the third. Oh, nice move on the pull-up by Taichi Kodama. 2 dribbles to the left, creating some space. Pull-up 2. Simple lang ang basketball, sabi ni Taichi Kodama, tying the ball game up at 41. Paul Garcia now, back to Kuhn. Here's Lazaro, being tapped by Kodama. Watch the shot clock. Only 5 seconds to go. Lazaro pulls up from 18 feet. Josh Lazaro. And as his former coach, I am happy to see that Josh Lazaro has really been working on that pull-up jumper, and it's paying dividends for him. 6 points now for Josh Lazaro. Maeno, oh, bothered on that shot. It's one thing to drive past Obasa, but another thing to shoot over his outstretched arms. And here we see Canta Maeno just not able to do it successfully as Obasa. That will count as a block for him, as he did get a piece of that shot from Canta Maeno. Obasa sits down. He has 4 points to his name after a relatively productive stint on the floor, although he did allow Maeno to score 4 points on him. Sean Kitevis dribbling past John Lawrence Harper Jr. Good defense by Harper, forcing Kitevis to the baseline, but a foul called on John Lawrence Harper Jr. And I don't know about that one. Oh, I think it was his right hand, yes. The referee saw his right hand holding on to Kitevis' hip, and that was an easy call. Tokai University in the penalty now, and that was a silly foul on John Lawrence Harper Jr. Kitevis will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws and a chance to extend this lead with time not moving for the Ateneans. Sean Kitevis, one of the heroes last night against NCCU. First free throw, back rims it. Last night, Kitevis had 2 points, both from the free throw line. Right now, Kitevis 1 out of 3 from the stripe. So we'll see if he can bounce back with this second free throw. Back rims it again. So Kitevis is now 1 out of 4 from the line. Lead still stands at 2 points with under 8 seconds to go in the third quarter. Kurokawa to Harper. Maeno back to John Lawrence Harper Jr. Back rims a 3. And Ateneo's 2-point lead will stay at 2 points after both teams fight to a standstill in that third quarter. Both teams scoring 15 points. Ateneo De Manila still leading by 2, 43-41, entering the fourth and final frame of this championship game in the World University Basketball Series. Brought to you by Sun Chlorella and Smart Sports. We're coming to you live from the Yoyogi National Stadium in Shibuya District in Tokyo City, the capital of Japan. And we have the Ateneo Blue Eagles leading 43-41 against the undefeated Tokai University Seagulls. Ateneo leading by as many as 7 points, 39-32 in that third quarter, but the Seagulls clawing back, tying it at 39 before Ateneo scoring 4 points to make it 43-41. As we see that nice three from Taichi Kodama. Here's Cantameno, blowing by Joseph Obasa. Getting the layup plus the foul right there. There's Mano again. And even with the star big men of Tokai University, Ren Kanichika and Zhang Zhenliang sitting on the bench, their backup big man, Cantameno, giving a really good account of himself so far with 4 quick points to keep the Seagulls within striking distance of Ateneo. Again, this is a winner-take-all game between the Seagulls and the Blue Eagles. Both teams entering this game undefeated after 2 games. And because the format of this tournament is whoever has the best record at the end of the single round robin will be declared the champions. Basically, whoever wins this game will be the champions of the inaugural World University Basketball Series. As you see, Coach Tab Baldwin right there. Coach Tab and the rest of the Blue Eagles, of course, using this pocket tournament as one of their main preparation points for Season 85 of the UAAP, where Ateneo definitely wants to redeem itself and bounce back after falling short of their four-peat attempt in Season 84. Of course, the Blue Eagles losing to the UP Fighting Maroons in 3 games in the finals of the UAAP Season 84. Good passing, but intercepted right there by Gio Chu. Here comes Paul Garcia on the break. Ay Balungay asking for it. Oh, nice move! Flick up and under move from Paul Garcia all the way from Salisbury University, Maryland. Finding a seam in the defense. I think he wanted to drop the pass off to Kai Balungay, but instead opted for the up and under shot. I don't mind at all. 4-point lead. Good no-look pass from Gab Gomez right there. And two quick buckets right now for Ateneo to start the fourth quarter. Definitely just what they need. Slick looking up and under move as we see this nice poke from Garcia. Steal from Gomez. Look at this look-away pass. Ganda naman pasa from Gomez to Ildefonso, who does not disappoint and completes the layup. And now the lead stands at 6. 47-41 in favor of Ateneo de Manila. Quick start to this fourth quarter. Timeout called by Coach Akira Rikukawa instead. And we'll see what adjustments the Tokai University Seagulls are going to make. We'll see if Coach Rikukawa actually reinserts his starting unit back in the game, because his star players, talking about Hiroki Matsuzaki, Zhang Zhenliang, Koyo Nishida, they're so far still sitting on the bench. So a good start for the Ateneans here. And we'll see how the Japanese will respond. Looks like Coach Rikukawa sticking to his supporting cast so far. The second unit still on the floor. Although we see their star shooter, number 16, Koyo Nishida, going back in for some offensive firepower. That is Hiroki Matsuzaki. Their star scorer, who's averaging 25.5 points, sitting on the bench with foul trouble. Hopefully that's the only reason he's sitting on the bench. Kurokawa orchestrating the offense for the Black Shirts, and a city foul right there on Paul Garcia. I'm not sure if he wanted to poke the basketball or put some pressure on the high post, but that's going to be a foul called on Garcia, as Taichi Kodama was setting up the high post handoff for Japan. Ateneo definitely with a size advantage here with a front line composed of 6'10" Gio Chu and 6'7" Kai Balungay. Oh, good intentions right there between Tayo Motoda and Kanta Maeno, but bad execution. Hindi nagkaamuyan si Motoda at saka si Maeno there, no? Mukhang masyado napaaga yung pasa ni Motoda. Here comes Paul Garcia. Good pressure being shown here by Kurokawa. Almost a steal completed by Kotetsu Kurokawa, but instead, to the consternation of Akira Rikukawa, the coach, a foul is called on his backup point guard, Kotetsu Kurokawa. And Kurokawa doing a good job pressuring Paul Garcia, but a little over-eager in that sequence. First team foul now on Tokai University with under 9 minutes to go in the fourth and final quarter. Kai Balungay on the handoff to Garcia. Garcia looking for a friend. Rejects a screen. Bobbles the ball again and completes the turnover. The bad pass from Paul Garcia behind the back. Dribble right there from Kurokawa. Off to Nishida. Misses the three. Pero teka lang. It's a loose ball foul called on Dave Ildefonso. Koyo Nishida overshooting the basketball from that corner. But a foul called on Dave Ildefonso. As we see the star player of Tokai University, that's Hiroki Matsuzaki, back in the game right now. I think he has around 9 points already in this game. So he's the guy to watch for Tokai University. Shimatani, the starting point guard, back in the game. Kanechika, wide open. Matsuzaki, not the guy to leave open, but he short arm shot. Rebound picked up by Gab Gomez in transition. He's going to pick up his dribble, slow it down, give it to Gio Chu, who's going to give it to Ildefonso. Looking for some seams in the defense. Where is he passing that basketball? He just passed it to Coach Tab Baldwin. But I think it was supposed to be Gab Gomez rotating to that side of the wing to get that kick-out pass. So a turnover again on Ateneo. And the execution again has been quite uneven for the Blue Eagles in this game, but give credit where it's due. The Tokai defense has also been quite aggressive in applying pressure. Kanechika, pull-up jumper over Balungay, no good, picked up by Gio Chu. And here's Dave Ildefonso. Here's that rub screen from Gio Chu. Good tap right there by Shimatani. Easiest 2 points for Koyo Nishida in this game. So Koyo Nishida off that Ildefonso turnover, second straight turnover on Ildefonso, resulting in a fast break, 2 points for Koyo Nishida. Japan trimming that deficit down to 4 points. Pull up three. No good for Garcia. Picked up by Ildefonso. Back outside to Gab Gomez. Gomez, two-man game. Kanichika showing. Here comes Gio Chu. Power dribble. Gets it back. Goes up strong. Medyo may halong buena si Gio Chu, but he'll take it. 8 points now for Gio. His first 2 points of the second half after scoring 6 in the first half. Good defense by Gab Gomez on Koyo Nishida. Nishida pulling up over Gomez. Trickling out is that shot. Picked up by Gio Chu. Here comes Gab Gomez. Gab Gomez with some productive minutes here for Ateneo. Skip pass to Garcia. Pulls up instead off the glass. No good. Here comes David Ildefonso with the offensive rebound. Back outside. Garcia wide open all day from three. Trickles in for Paul Garcia. That's his first three of this game. Entering this match, Garcia was actually averaging 3 3-pointers per game. But that is triple number 1 for the Filipino-American as Ateneo now has a 9-point lead. The biggest of the game. Good backdoor play for Tokai University. May foul pa atang tinawag doon. That's going to be Koyo Nishida off a good pass. The good pass, I think, coming from Hiroki Matsuzaki. Oh no, I stand corrected. I think the good pass may have actually come from Kanta Maeno in that sequence, but nonetheless, good backdoor play, good execution, good finish by Koyo Nishida, who's been one of the bright spots for Coach Akira Rikukawa in this game. Koyo Nishida, one of the younger brothers, if I'm mistaken, of Yudai Nishida, one of the star shooters for Japan's men's national team. A chance to complete a three-point play. No good. Sorry for jinxing you, Koyo Nishida. Defensive rebound picked up by Gio Chu. Here comes Sean Kitevis. Inside. Three-man game. Here's Balungay. Cross-court pass. Ildefonso from three is good. Dave Ildefonso. His second triple of the game. Dave Ildefonso now with 10 points for the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Good kick-out pass right there by Kai Balungay. Tokai University late on the closeout. Oh, good-looking step back from Matsuzaki. Just could not knock it down. Rebound again from Gio Chu. Chu has a bucket load of rebounds already for Ateneo. Ildefonso calling the screen. Rejects it. Skip pass to Padrigao from long distance. No good. Rebounded by Matsuzaki. And here come the Tokai University Seagulls. First double-digit lead of the game we're seeing now. But it's going to be a foul on Gio Chu as the Chinese center Zhang Zhenliang was setting up down low against him. Medyo napayungan ni Gio Chu and he was called for a foul. I think that's actually number 4 already on Gio Chu. So Chu with his 4th foul and already the 4th team foul on Ateneo. That could be something if Ateneo enters the penalty very early. That could be a good sign for Tokai University. Pero sabi ni Kai Balungay, not here, not inside this house. Rejects the layup from Koyo Nishida. Good recovery on defense by Kai Balungay in that sequence as the bounce pass from Sean Kitevis. We see this good-looking rejection. You see the spring on Kai Balungay in that sequence. And he's going to be a factory of YouTube highlights for Ateneo this coming season in season 85 of the UAAP. Obasa. Two-man game with Padrigao, top of the key. Padrigao rejecting but spinning back towards the screen. Good lift here by Kitevis. Rejects it back to Padrigao. Wide open three, no good. Well-run play for Ateneo. Just could not knock it down. It's going to be a foul here. This will probably be either on Zhang Zhenliang or on Hiroki Matsuzaki. We'll see. And the foul is going to be on Matsuzaki right there. That's going to be an over the back as he was fighting for the rebound against Kai Balungay. Kai Balungay with superior position in the paint. And that's going to be the second team foul now on Tokai University. Now we mentioned that Ateneo's 4 team fouls could be a ticket for Tokai to claw back in this game. But we'll see how that develops. Good pass from Padrigao to Ildefonso. Ildefonso shot nothing but fiberglass in that sequence. Missing completely. Kanechika warding off, not called for any foul. But the ball does not lie, my friend. And nothing but air on that pull-up 3 from Ren Kanechika after he got away with a push on Josh Lazaro. So the ball goes back to Ateneo. Here comes Padrigao. Ateneo nursing a 10-point lead. Under 5 minutes to go in this game. Blue Eagles looking to be in good shape to get win number 3 and possibly pocket the first ever WUBS championship. Bad pass right there from Ildefonso, telegraphed well by Zhang Zhenliang. Comes up with a steal. Here come the Seagulls. Two-man game between Zhang and Nishida. Nishida up and under move. I thought he might have been fouled, but no call by the referee. Kitevis going, open lane, opts to kick it out. Padrigao, Ildefonso wide open, in and out. This time it's going to be a foul because 2 guys are actually pushing Joseph Obasa out of rebounding position. That's going to be a number 10, Zhang Zhenliang right there. And if I'm being completely honest, I think Joseph Obasa actually might have gotten away with a bit of gamesmanship in that sequence. But no matter, we'll take it. Ateneo will take it. They get the repossession right here with 14 seconds on the shot clock and a chance to build on this 10-point lead. Lazaro gets the inbounds. Looking for his point guard. Hands it off to Padrigal. Back to Lazaro. Ildefonso, good passing. Good shot for a greater shot. Passing up the three was Ildefonso because his cousin, BJ Andrade, was wide open in the corner for three. Three-pointer number 2 for BJ Andrade. Don't look now, but the Ateneans are up by 13 points. 58-45, under 4 minutes left in the 6th and final game of the World University Basketball Series. Coming to you live from the Yoyogi National Stadium in Shibuya District in Tokyo, Japan. This is Enzo Flojo with a live and exclusive coverage of Smart Sports of the WUBS being streamed on the official Smart Sports Facebook page and the official Smart Sports YouTube channel. Good kick out right here by Ildefonso. And then the big three from Paul Garcia trickling in right there. Paul Garcia already with 8 points. We see this nice skip pass from the Blue Eagles. Here's that good passing by Ateneo. Good shot for a better shot. Lazaro to Ildefonso to Andrade. Credit Andrade for the three. Credit Ildefonso for the assist. And I would credit Josh Lazaro for the hockey assist. Right there. Apparently 12 points na pala itong si Dave Ildefonso. So I think my math has been wrong a little bit. So 12 points already for Dave Ildefonso to lead, I think lead all scorers in this game. It's been a very low scoring game, as you can see. 58-45 with under 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. A very defensively dictated game for both teams right here. But so far it's Ateneo who's been able to get some good shots in and a miss from point blank range by Hiroki Matsuzaki, but good hustle by Ren Kanechika. Fighting for that rebound. Good eye in the sky play. Gandang backdoor play. Hindi lang ma-finish ni Hiroki Matsuzaki, but the last touch will be on Josh Lazaro as Ren Kanechika fought him for the offensive rebound there. Matsuzaki shooting over Andrade. Still no go. So after a hot start, itong si Matsuzaki has really gone cold. Wheeling and dealing. No go in the paint for Padrigao, but Obasa was there to clean up the miss. And a foul on Kanechika. Way short on that teardrop from Fortsky Padrigao, but Obasa just carving a lot of space in the middle. And that's one of the things you want to see from your big men. No? Modern big men are asked to rebound, protect the rim, set good screens, go on those rim runs, but they're also asked to carve some space when their teammates are driving downhill. And that's what Obasa did in that sequence. And he put himself in a good position to get that miss from Padrigao. Draw the foul from Tokai University and score from the line. So good job for the 6'11 Nigerian center for Ateneo, Joseph Obasa. I think he's now 4 out of 8 from the free throw line. And this lead, that was just 2 points entering the fourth quarter, is now a big 15-point lead for Ateneo. That's going to be a foul on Ildefonso. I think he did a good job blocking that shot, but I think they're going to call him for contact down below. Actually, there wasn't much contact right there. But he's still going to be called for that foul. So Tokai University is going to be on the line for 2. That's going to be Koyo Nishida on the line for 2. And Ateneo now in the penalty with 3 minutes to go. Tokai University has gone cold. Only 2 points so far in the fourth quarter. Oh, sorry, 4 points so far in the fourth quarter. Make that 5 points after that free throw from Koyo Nishida. Remember that the Seagulls were trailing 43-41 entering the fourth quarter. But the Filipinos have outscored them 17-6 so far. To kind of break this game wide open, if I'm being completely honest. And this is kind of like what happened last night as well, when Ateneo outscored NCCU big time in the fourth. Big Defensive stop right there, leading to that easy 2 from Hiroki Matsuzaki. This press giving some problems. And another turnover from Josh Lazaro, leading to not a layup, but a foul being called on Ateneo. This lightning, quick, high-intensity pressure defense by Tokai University paying immediate dividends, forcing 2 straight turnovers back-to-back from Josh Lazaro, resulting in the easy layup for Hiroki Matsuzaki in the previous sequence. And now it's going to be 2 free throws, I think, for Ren Kanechika after this timeout called by Coach Tab Baldwin and the Ateneo Blue Eagles, who are still on top, leading 60-49 against the Seagulls. Again, this... Sige. The second of his free throws. A chance to trim this down to just 10 points. Kanechika is good on his second free throw. Lead of Ateneo down to just 10. Padrigao to Lazaro. Back to Padrigao. Inside to Lazaro. Good passing so far by Ateneo, but where's it going to be the shot going to come from? It's going to come from Fortsky Padrigao. Fortsky with his second triple of the game. It's 63-50 now. Booming 3 after some good passes from Ateneo in that sequence. And a big steal right here from Ildefonso. Back to Padrigao. He's not going to shoot from that far, definitely. Padrigao now against Shimatani. Looking for the ball screen from Josh Lazaro. 2-man game. Going strong. High off the glass. No good, but Josh Lazaro with a putback for Ateneo. 8 points now for Josh Lazaro as Ateneo reconstructs their 15-point lead, 65-50, as we see a sweet-looking 3 from none other than number 24, Hiroki Matsuzaki of Tokai University. Lead is down to a dozen. Oh, he wants to break Shimatani's ankles, talking about Fortsky Padrigao. Almost did in that sequence. Here's Ildefonso. Rejecting the screen. Chu offers a screen again. 2-man game. Pull up 3. No good. Maybe not the best shot right there for Dave Ildefonso. But with a 12-point lead, only a minute and 10 to go, Ateneo is looking to be in really good shape up until that foul on the 3-point shooter by Dave Ildefonso. It's going to be Koyo Nishida. Late closeout right there after the skip pass, I think from Shimatani. Going to Koyo Nishida. And Tokai Nishida will troop to the line for 3 free throws as maybe one of the top scorers for this Seagulls squad. And tonight he's really played like one. 2 out of 2 from the stripes so far. Koyo Nishida. He's been one of the most aggressive guys on offense for this Tokai University Seagulls team. Nishida trims it down to single digits. 65-56. And mathematically, the Ateneans are not out of the woods yet. Lazaro. Oh, no foul called right there. But here's that telegraph pass by Shimatani. Good job by Padrigawa on the deflection. Last touch on the Seagulls. At least I think, based on that replay, I think Coach Akira Rikukawa is still negotiating with the officials. But I think that negotiation has gone nowhere because Ateneo has possession of the basketball. BJ Andrade back to put there. I think between the band, I think they felt like because possession changed after that turnover by Josh Lazaro, that the shot clock should have reset. And I kind of agree that it should have reset. So I think that was an error by the officials in this particular sequence. Nonetheless, Tokai University sues for time. Coach Akira Rikukawa will likely drop a play for a three-point shot in this next sequence to try and cut this lead down to just a two-possession game for Ateneo. But the odds definitely stacked against Tokai University here. 9-point deficit, 50.5 seconds to go. It's going to be very interesting to see. Oh, wait a minute. They actually added 2 seconds to the clock. Okay, so this is a bit of a strange situation. Because after the turnover by Ateneo, they did not reset the shot clock. They did not reset the backcourt clock as well, resulting in that turnover from Ateneo. Instead, they added 2 seconds to the game clock right here. An interesting turn of events right here at the Yoyogi National Stadium in Shibuya, Tokyo, Japan. So the window just got a little bit bigger here for Hiroki Matsuzaki and his fellow Seagulls as Tokai University tries to mount a huge rally. Nothing short of a minor miracle, to be honest, for the Seagulls to overhaul this 9-point deficit with under 53 seconds to go. We'll see how things go. Game will resume with 52.5 seconds to go on the game clock. And here comes Kanechika against Gio Chu. Picking up his dribble. Matsuzaki, almost a steal by Kitevis. Kitevis in there for defensive purposes. Good defense by Kitevis, forcing Matsuzaki to a bad shot. Offensive rebound, however, by Zhang Zhenliang. Josh Lazaro failing to box him out. And Zhang Zhenliang with the offensive rebound. Josh Lazaro will be called for the foul. And the 6'7" Chinese center, Zhang Zhenliang, will go to the free throw line and free throws. Now remember, the winner of this ball game will be crowned the inaugural WUBS champions. The World University Basketball Series is the first ever edition of the WUBS, and they actually have big plans for the coming years. They want to invite more countries, more schools to take part in the WUBS. As we see Zhang Zhenliang misfire on the front end of his free throws. Zhang and the rest of the Seagulls are staring at a 9-point deficit with 40 ticks to go in this game. Second free throw is good for Zhang Zhenliang, so the lead is down to 8 points. But it's still a 3-possession game in favor of the Ateneans. But watch out, because the last few times down the floor, they haven't been able to cross the half-court line, talking about Ateneo, because of this really tight pressure defense being shown by the Seagulls. And again, another turnover being forced by Tokai. Matsuzaki from 3, fouled by Gio Chu. And here we go. We're not done yet, folks. We are not done here at the Yoyogi National Stadium. Coach Tab is beside himself, and he can't believe what he is seeing. His wards have been absolutely unsuccessful in their efforts to cross the half-court line, the last handful of trips down the court. And they've been giving up some silly fouls, resulting in these free throws for Tokai University. Matsuzaki hitting the first free throw, misfiring on the second, and he's going to try and hit the third free throw to try and make this a two-possession game. Ateneo is still up by 7, but I'm not sure about you guys. It seems like that 6-point lead down from 7 seems like this 6-point lead might not even be a big enough cushion the way Tokai has been defending in the last minute of this game. And Coach Tab Baldwin is not going to be a happy man in this huddle. Kita mo sa body language si Coach Tab that he is not delighted at how his guards have tried to solve this full court pressure defense puzzle being implemented and deployed by Tokai University. And by my count, that has been, I think, 3 straight turnovers on Ateneo. Maybe even 4, counting that shot clock or that backcourt violation of Fortsky. Those were 2 turnovers on Josh Lazaro, that backcourt violation on Fortsky, and then that turnover on BJ Andrade in the sideline. So that's 4 turnovers if my memory serves me well. So this 6-point lead, it's a 2-possession game technically, but again, much of Ateneo's destiny here is contingent on whether they can actually solve this defensive pressure by Tokai University. Now, this is going to be the first time they're actually going to be able to set a play in their own front court, talking about Ateneo, and that's because they sued for time and they've chosen to inbound the basketball here from the sideline in their own front court. But the downside of this decision is they only have 14 seconds on their shot clock. So we'll see where this goes. I'm sure Coach Tab is hoping that they can add to this 6-point cushion. Balungay, quick double team. That's going to be a foul on Matsuzaki. Number 24, Hiroki Matsuzaki. That's going to be the 4th foul on Matsuzaki, the star player for the Tokai University Seagulls. As we see a pair of fresh legs coming in, it's going to be Paul Garcia coming in now in place of Fortsky Padrigao, as we see Kai Balungay on the stripe. Balungay has had a relatively quiet afternoon. He came in averaging 18 points per game. By my count, he only has 4 points in this game, missing that free throw. But he's had a very good tournament, talking about this 6'7" Filipino American. And it's going to be fun seeing him go up against the other athletic forwards of the other teams in the UAAP, talking about Zave Lucero, Michael Phillips. It's going to be pretty high-level competition as Balungay makes his second free throw. Now is 5 points in the game. Zhang Zhenliang steps out. Coach Rikukawa opting for more speed for the Seagulls. We see Shimatani just throwing it up there. Alahoy na layup from Shimatani goes nowhere. Picked up here by Andrade. It'll probably be fouled. Good pass right there. Balungay opting to just pass it out to Kitevis. Shot clock is no longer on because we only have 10 seconds to go in this game. Matsuzaki gives up the foul. Kitevis goes to the line for 2. And that's going to be Matsuzaki fouling out of this ball game. And that is probably going to be all she wrote as Taichi Kodama enters the game. Hiroki Matsuzaki fouls out. But a good showing for him and for the Tokai University Seagulls. They just fall short of upsetting Ateneo here. Sean Quitevis on the line for 2 free throws. Quitevis already with 1 point in this game. First free throw is good for Sean Quitevis. Quitevis, one of the utility guys, one of the role players for this Ateneo team. Giving a good account of himself throughout the entire tournament. Playing in all 3 games. He's got 3 points to his name. Talking about Sean Quitevis, it's a 9-point lead for Ateneo. And Ateneo will win this game against Tokai University. The final score is going to be 68-59. Ateneo with a big win, scoring 25 points in that fourth quarter. 25 points rather, in that fourth quarter to win by 9 points, 68-59. And the Ateneo De Manila Blue Eagles are your WUBS first ever inaugural WUBS World University Basketball Series champions. Ateneo sweeping the competition, beating the UPH Eagles on day 1, beating the NCCU Griffins on day 2, and bringing home the bacon with this big 9-point win over the home team, the Tokai University Seagulls, on day 3. Tokai University will have to be content bringing home second place. They did have a good showing here in front of their own home crowd, but the Ateneans coming out on top. Certainly fewer jitters this time around compared to last night when Ateneo had to rally from an 11-point deficit. This time around, Ateneo leading for most of the game, especially in the second and third quarters, and staving off that last Tokai University. As Ateneo here doing really, really well. The Ateneans bringing home a rare championship trophy in this calendar year to the Philippines. Obviously, so many challenges for Philippine basketball so far, but Ateneo De Manila really flying the flag high and proud here in Shibuya, Tokyo, Japan. Carrying the color right in the country. And bringing home their first championship since winning in season 83. And this will serve them in good stead as they continue their preparations for season 85, the UAAP. As we see Gio Chu right here handing out the souvenirs that they're going to give to their counterparts from Tokai University. David Defonso leading all scorers here with 12 points. Followed by, I think, Gio Chu with 8 points. Paul Garcia also with 8 points. Joseph Obasa with 6. Portsky Patrigao also with 8 points. Josh Lazaro as well with 8 points. We'll have to wait for the official final box scores. But based on my own manual count, it's David Defonso leading all scorers with 12, followed by BJ Andrade, Gio Chu, Josh Lazaro, Portsky Padrigao, and Paul Garcia, each with 8 points rather. Joseph Obasa with 6, Kai Balungay with 5, Sean Quitevis with 3 points, and Chris Kuhn with 2 points for the Ateneans. Pretty interesting souvenir from Ateneo right there, like a small flag with the Ateneo seal as we have our, our closing ceremonies here. And that last huddle being led by no less than Ange Kwame. You see these highlights. First bucket of the game courtesy of Hiroki Matsuzaki. Great looking shot off the pull-up from the ball screen. Eye in the sky play for Kai Balungay right there. Good assist. I think that was coming from David Defonso. Good defense turning into great offense right here for Tokai University. That was Koyo Nishida with a nice fast break layup. Here's off a nice pass from BJ Andrade. Portsky Padrigao banking a 3 from the corner. And here's Ren Kanichika hitting from top of the key. beyond the arc as well. Lazar with a good pass here to the cutting Obas.